So, lads, Aliyah Boston is a player for the Indiana Fever. And she was a player on last year's version of the Fever team. And last year's version of the Fever team was one of those, you actually needed to have been there. You needed to have been there to be around. And it was carnage. It was carnage because it was a lot of people's first, go around the WNBA. Like the first time they were really watching it. And I'll stand by this. It was the first season other than 2023. Sorry, not 2023. Other than 2013 that I really got involved. It was the first time since that rookie year. And I wasn't even hyper involved in the WNBA. I just really wanted to watch I just really wanted to watch Deladon Griner and Skylar Diggins because I was just kind of a fan of that rookie class. I can't remember what it was. I was just bored one time during the summer and somebody tweeted out some things about it. And it originally started off with, could Griner make the NBA? And I watched a little bit of her play and I'm like, no, she can't make it. She definitely could not make the NBA. When Cuban was considering drafting her that year. But it's one of those things where you've now got the season was really weird where a lot of people didn't really know what was going on in the locker room. There was a load of weird things and there was just a lot of situations where a lot of crap was going on social media and it was never really the players necessarily. But at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where it was a moment in time and most of the narratives that were going on from that season were pushed by social media. Were pushed by former players that weren't in the locker room. Were pushed by friends of players. But yeah, let's take a listen to what Aliyah has said about last season.
I think looking back on that season, so last season, was one of the biggest misconceptions of the Indiana Fever. Maybe it was locker room stuff. I feel like early on,
oh my God.
And I stand by that. By the end of the year, it was very clear that the locker room was super tight. And that's the one thing I'll give Christy Sides credit for. She did a really good job with the locker room. Didn't let the noise get too big. But I will say this. I also think that a complete hatred of Christy Sides was one thing that dragged this team together. And I don't mean hatred of Christy Sides as a person. I mean hatred of Christy Sides as a coach. You could tell they couldn't stand her. You could tell.
Gosh, oh my gosh. There was so much locker room talk and
everybody I talked to were like, we vibe, we're good.
I was like, what are we talking about?
Funniest thing about this is one of Aliyah Boston's close friends at the time. I don't know if they're close friends anymore. I'm not there to speculate. I don't really care if they are or aren't. But one of Aliyah Boston's people that were definitely at the time close friends with Aliyah Boston was just tweeting out shit about Caitlin Clark and how she was ruining the Fever locker room. Or is implying that. And never forget, Nalissa Smith. Nalissa Smith did not want to be in Indiana. It was nothing to do with anything other than Christy Sides. Nalissa Smith's brother would just tweet out shit. But it was never about the locker room. It was always about Christy Sides from her brother. Her family hated Christy Sides. But I'm trying to get other situations. Oh yeah, Cheryl Swoops. Cheryl Swoops literally tried to spend an entire year saying there was locker room problems. Cheryl Swoops spent the entire year saying there were locker room problems in that team.
It's so easy for people to just make all these assumptions. Some people are like, oh my gosh, her body language, she was not happy. She hates this entire squad. I don't know. Sometimes when you have a bad game personally, that takes a toll on you.
Yeah.
It's 100%. Not that you don't like the team. It's not like you, but that takes a toll on you. Every single night we come out, we want to play good. And so all the time there were locker room talks. I forgot what was the conversation one time. I woke up from my nap, getting ready to go to pregame. People are like, oh, they hate each other. They hate each other. We walked in the locker room. We're like, girl, you good?
Yeah.
I'm like, I just woke up. I couldn't tell you what's happening right now. But all I know is we about to hoop. At 7 p.m., we got a game.
Yeah.
And that's that. I hate when people get into this whole talking about what they think our locker room is like and what they think. I'm like, first of all, you're not in here.
No.
So you have no idea. And also, we're professionals. So if we want you to see something, you'll happily see it.
Aliyah Boston, I agree. I actually agree. I completely agree. If Aliyah Boston wants you to wants you to see something, she will. But like, how many times did Nalissa Smith tweet last year? Nalissa Smith, like, I just remember being at the end of the year and I'm like, I used the Stephen A. Smith voice of stay off the tweet. Nalissa Smith and Nalissa Smith's brother couldn't stop tweeting. So, yes, the fans 1,000,000% did not know what was going on, but they were jumping to conclusions. Nalissa Smith, they will not want to be there when Chrissy Sides is there. And never forget as well, Cheryl Swoops. Cheryl Swoops. You're not going to, you're not going to go and call out Cheryl Swoops for that. But that is one of the crazy things. That is genuinely one of the, that is one of the crazy things when it comes to, the Indiana Fever locker room. And at least we've got, at least she's come out and said it. And that's the thing when it comes to the locker room issues. It was just weird last year. I think anyone will question the locker room things today, but like, people got used to the whole Caitlin Clark thing. These players hate each other thing is nearly gone. Like, to be fair, actually, people are still talking about saying Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark hate each other. Like, these are two players that we have seen doing nothing but friendly with each other. Are they the best of friends? Probably not. But like, everyone has different friends on a basketball team. Like, that's fine. And everybody talking about how Kelsey Mitchell wants to get away from Caitlin Clark. Man, if Kelsey Mitchell wanted to get away from Caitlin Clark and get away from the Fever, she would have done it last year. There is no way in hell that the Indiana Fever are getting rid of Kelsey Mitchell. Like, do I think Kelsey Mitchell is better than Jackie Young? No, but I think Jackie Young is the only better shooting guard in the league than Kelsey Mitchell. Like, and that includes Paige Bueckers. Like, I think both of them are better than Sabrina. I think it goes Jackie, Kelsey, Paige. And like, you can also play, we saw what Jackie can do with Kelsey Plum. You can play Jackie with Kelsey Mitchell. So you don't have to get rid of Kelsey Mitchell to get Jackie Young, and you can afford them. You can afford them. Just find a power forward and they're cheap. But yeah, that's one of those really interesting things from last year, is that those locker room dynamics, it was nothing but good in that locker room. And again, I assume when they went 1-8 to start the year, it's probably not all sunshine and rainbows. Like, I'd say it's probably not all positives. There's definitely some negatives there. There's definitely things that, you know, people are like, there's definitely things that people in the locker room were unhappy. People were in the locker room probably unhappy with stuff that happened online. But at the end of the day, like, there's gonna be problems. It's how bad those problems are and how much they affect the team. And I don't think it affected the team really at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys.